Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Moments. I'm your host, Jada Lowe, and guys, we have a very special person. She's back, fan favorite, crowd favorite. So we're going to calculate up again, and we're going to talk to y'all about some stuff that we not finna do. But let me just slide it over to my special guest, the one and only Kayla Smith.
Kings and queens, what's going on?
Cue the claps, cue the claps.
Woo, 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 woo. Thank you for having me, Jada. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. So we're going to do something a little new. So when I have a guest on, before we get started, what we're going to do is play like a game, like an icebreaker. I don't really need to do an icebreaker with you because we know each other.
Right.
But just for the sake of the episode and for a Kiki, we're going to have her pick out a game. So the game is, or it's two of them that you have to pick. So the first one is table topics. So it's like a question.
Okay.
Ask you a question. Ask you a question. Now this one, if you want it to be a little more bold, it's called bold. These are not sponsored yet, but they look good on Amazon, so we're gonna play them. So you get to pick which one you want to do.
Let's see, bold or tabletop.
Yeah, both are and I'll let you see a little bit of inside of these. But this one's got like different. So it's bold reflections, bold perceptions, and bold connections.
Okay.
So it's like categories. And then this one's just like general topic combos.
I got you. Let's do bold.
Okay, perfect. I wanted you to
pick
pick that one.
I'm feeling a little froggy today.
Okay.
And I don't even like frogs.
Poisonous. Okay, you want reflections, perceptions, and I'll pick one too, or connections. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
You know what it is. Let's do, what's the options?
Reflections, perceptions, and connections.
Let's do reflection.
Okay. Okay, pick a card, any card. Oh, they're a little stiff.
You gotta shuffle them.
Man, my first time opening it.
Let me see.
I'll do perception, yeah.
As we are
like we had a spades table.
shuffling these cards. What is it called? What's the thing? Is it ASMR? ASMR?
ASMR, yeah. Mm-hmm. The girl talking ASMR. Shh, we are cracking up the cards.
Shuffling the cards.
I just be watching mukbangs. Oh no, I watch a little bit of ASMR. They gotta be eating wings.
I want to do a mukbang on the Kickn with Kay podcast. So if you down to do it,
look, I'm down. And look, it's gonna sound like straight flatulence when you get back on that camera.
I think they're shuffled good.
I'm gonna do.
I just pick any card.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. We can do one each.
I'm gonna do this one then. These cards thick.
Come.
All right, here you go.
Okay, you're the guest.
I go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Woo. I need another card.
You can pick another one.
Nah, it's okay. So my question says, do you compartmentalize friendships?
Okay.
And then the other question says, do you have friends you can be your most authentic self with?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to answer first, or you answer?
You answer first.
Okay. So do you have compartmentalized friendships? Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. There are some friends that I am closer to than others. And I would rather tell this friend something and not tell this friend something just because I know like the way that they act or whatever the case is. So every friend don't know everything.
Right.
That type vibe. So I do compartmentalize those. Right. Tongue twister, what? The second question, do you have friends you can be your most authentic self with? Yes, I do have friends that I can be my most authentic self with. And they know me better than anybody. Like, those are the friends that I can have the deep conversations with, or if I'm just not feeling my best self,
yeah.
then those are the people that I can just be naked with.
Do you have everything and everything friend? Like multi-purpose?
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
most definitely.
Okay. Okay.
My closest friend. Shout out to my closest friend.
Let me think. Do you? Yeah, I compartmentalize friendships. Just because like some people are associates, and some people like I say hey to you, but I wouldn't like call you to like hang out respectfully.
That part.
And you know, of course, like best friends and stuff. Do you have friends you can be your most authentic self with? Yes. Like my close friends, yeah. I know that sounded like uncertain, but like my close friends, yeah, of course you can be like yourself.
Be sure about it now.
Yeah, like probably my sister, and then my other two close friends that are on the other side of the country. Love you guys.
That part. You got to keep you a few in your pocket.
Yeah, and you can't like everybody can't serve the same purpose.
That part for real.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody can't be. What you said?
Huh?
You said something about everything. Everybody
You can't
isn't
be
everything.
Everybody can't. You can't be everything to everybody, and vice versa.
Yeah. Because if you know, like, one of your friends, like, you love them, but they may not be able to hold water, then you're not finna just be telling them everything. But you
Right.
still love them.
That is so true.
Okay.
I know for myself, at a both shot.
So, my question, what is the creepiest thing that a stranger has ever said to you, and have you ever ghosted or stood someone up? I don't think I've gotten anything. I don't think I've heard anything like creepy from like a stranger. Nothing like out of pocket. And if I have, it's probably like real deep in my core memory. Oh, no. Okay, I remember one. Okay. So I was going to one of my friends' dinner, and it was downtown. And I had to walk to the hotel. And it was like probably like a half a mile. And so I was walking, and then it was a guy, like a group of like older men. And I walked by, and he said, "Dang, girl." I said, "Just keep your head straight and
Just
keep walking.
Just keep walking."
I was like, okay. But yeah, that's probably like the most out of pocket one. Nothing like creepy. Have you ever ghosted or stood someone up? Never stood anyone up. Ghosted, no. Like, if they don't get the hint that like I'm not trying to, then I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm not finna keep repeating. But like I haven't like ghosted anybody. For the most part, I've communicated. I don't wanna. And then if you just keep
That part.
heckling or like coming back, then I'm just like, I'm finna stop communicating.
Interesting. I've never had a stranger or like anything just out of the way like that.
Nothing like creepy or weird.
It's not
It's like define creepy.
right.
Yeah.
Because I've had the moments to where I'm walking somewhere and like a random stranger would like say something, but it's a compliment, but it's just like,
Yeah, it's like I don't know if yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Just
no,
keep
thank you.
walking.
Right. Just keep walking.
One
Just
foot in
keep
front of the
walking. I never ghosted anyone before. Like, I'll get to the point. So I'm bad at texting sometimes, but texting is like the most valuable or the most consistent way you can get in contact with me. Like, if somebody is texting me, I will literally text you in my head and forget to like send it, and then I get that text, "Dang, you forgot to text me," or "You forgot." I was just like, so sorry, I didn't.
And it's
you know,
it's I used to think like that wasn't true until like I started doing it myself. Cause like, you know how you get the banner that pop up,
Right.
And I would look at it and I'd be like, okay, I'll either say it like I'll respond to it later, and then I'll be scrolling on my
Yes.
phone, and then it's like 24 hours
Child,
later.
life be out here life,
Yeah, or I'll just like
I
respond.
be out here
I'll be
doing
like, I'm not
life.
finna do that, and then I forget. So it's a real thing. Yeah. It's a real thing.
Charts to my head, not my heart.
You had never stood nobody up or got stood up.
If I'm not coming, I'm not coming. No,
You just not finna see me.
no, I'm not coming out.
You're not gonna catch me there.
No, not this.
I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm not even telling you I'm gonna come.
I'm not coming.
Yeah,
Thank you for the invite, but no.
Well, I'll hit you with that. Oh, okay, we'll see.
And then don't wait so late to text. If we made plans, and
What's a good follow-up time period?
I at least need to know if this is the day of. I need something that morning, at least by noon, to know for sure that the plan is still gonna be
okay.
fulfilled.
So like confirmation. Okay,
Yes.
I don't
If
like
not,
knowing stuff. Like don't. It depends on who it is, but like don't tell me you want me to come somewhere with you. Like if it's Tuesday, don't tell me you need me to come somewhere like Tuesday afternoon.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then if you don't confirm, and then you be like, hey, I'm 5 minutes away, or I'll see you at night,
You're not gonna see me.
See who?
You're not about to see me.
Not me.
No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. You're not about to see me.
Catch me at the next function.
And oh, saw that. The fly in here trying to be on the mic. Okay, so that was a good warm up. So, as a fellow, that was the air. As a fellow podcast host, I wanted us to talk about. That fly is huge.
It was.
It's huge. But as a fellow podcast host, and just like in general, so a part of being mindful is like realizing like what you want to do, new habits and stuff you want to adopt and all that.
Right.
But I think sometimes we need to talk about the opposite side of that.
Okay.
Because like with adopting new patterns, new habits, all that good stuff, it's also some stuff you got to let go.
That is true.
People, places, things, and even like internal stuff that you gotta, that hypothetically speaking, stuff that you're not gonna put up with anymore, or stuff that you need to let go and just let kind of grow from. So I wanted to talk personally, like some stuff that, or some things maybe about yourself and like your environment that you're seeing that you're not gonna necessarily put up with anymore. And from a podcast standpoint, as a host, like what were some things that you said to yourself that you wanted you as a host and Kicking It with Kay to like not adopt that typical podcast would? So like, what are you not finna do podcast wise and personally? So we can start personally and then go to like the podcast side of it.
Okay, so
Like things you won't tolerate or will no longer be tolerated.
one thing, and I think this goes with personal and podcast wise, time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to let you sit up here and play with my time, and energy, because that's what we're not finna do.
Yeah.
Like, either you're gonna be serious about it, and if I'm gonna put my all into it, or if I'm giving 100%, I need you to match that same
thing,
energy.
yeah.
I had this one person. This is a true story.
Uh-oh.
They wanted to talk to me.
Pause. When Kayla stops briefly, or when she like clears her throat, that means that she about to say something that's either gonna make you laugh, or like it's another way of her saying like disclaimer. That face. Okay, you got it. See?
I'm just saying, I take my time seriously now. I'm 30, and I take everything
Nothing to play
serious with work, whatever. I take it serious. But for those that don't know, I am a certified life coach out here in these streets.
Get at 'em.
But I had this one person, we cool associates, wouldn't call them my friend, but they wanted some advice on something, and I was just like, so how are you coming at me? Are you coming at me as this is a sidebar conversation, or like you need help for real? And they was just like, nah, I really need this. And I was just like, okay, bet. I just want you to know there's a fee attached to this. And they was just like, man, stop playing. I said, nah,
No. It's attached.
this serious,
It's
for real.
It's attached, yeah.
And that comes, they end up paying.
Because if you need help, you're gonna get it.
You gonna pay, right?
You
I
gonna
send you
get
that
it.
invoice.
Yeah,
Which
you gonna
email
get
you want me to send it to?
Gmail, Hotmail. If you still got, okay.
You can cash app your payment if you would like.
Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay.
All of it. But just time in general, over the years, I'm big on like self-worth and like knowing your value. And I'm not putting myself down here for nobody. So if you really want it, this is my fee.
Yeah,
So
and they did.
I take my time serious, and I'm just not finna let nobody play with my time. So that's one thing. What we ain't finna do is play with Kayla's time. Another thing too would be, as far as personal, I would say what we ain't finna do is fake it. That's what we're not finna do. You know, you have a lot of people that say fake it till you make it or whatever.
I can't do that.
And
My poker face.
they got the song "Rip Me Out the Plastic." I've been acting brand new. No,
Rip me out the plastic. I'm gonna still be crying. Yeah, it don't matter. You put the bag over my head, rip it. I'm still finna be crying.
No, but like I find myself seeing things, and I've done this too, but I've act a certain way because I was trying to save somebody else's face or whatever it was. It was just like, nah.
Because that's what I was about to ask. Was it for you or was it for the sake of the other person?
For the sake of the other person.
Yeah.
And nah, they get played out. So
yeah. And it's like not true to you.
right.
Yeah. Mine would probably have to be times two. Anywho. Yeah. Time and energy, just because like you can't, it's cliche, but you can't get that back.
You can't.
You can't get that back. Mine would my biggest one would probably have to be like knowing my worth.
Yeah.
So not knowing my worth for me was something like that I had to not tolerate anymore. 'Cause I would say I knew it, but I just didn't operate like I did.
Yeah.
So like the stuff I tolerated, the things that I allowed to like happen to me, even like the things that I allowed to like penetrate my space, it was like, you're like, I know I'm worth it, but like I'm not operating or walking like I am.
Right.
And like the way people treat me or the way I'm even treating myself, and it's easy to like dismiss the stuff that you allow and call it, fake it till you make it, like call it what it's not. So just like adopting the habit of like actually operating in what I believe in, because they're two different things, knowing it and then walking in it.
Right.
Two completely different things. That's probably been my biggest one. Ooh, and my peace. That's been a big one for me. When you see how certain stuff that caused you like anxiety or like worry or just like apprehension, and then like you just kind of push it to the side or like throw it in the trash, and you just see how peaceful like day-to-day life is.
Right.
And then something may trigger it, or you may go back to like an old pattern where it was where you were operating from not having that peace. It's like, oof, we need to make an adjustment.
Most definitely.
The peace, I'll put I'll put them, they're tied. So like knowing my worth and not compromising my peace, and that go into time and energy too, because I'm not gonna be out here tired.
Listen, not telling a man tired. Leave me there. But I'll say these two things. I did a podcast episode, me and my closest friend, of RIP, rest in peace. And that was literally talking about getting yours back, because a lot of times we sacrifice so much for others that it puts us in a box, or it puts us in a position to where we're uneased about certain things, or we can't sleep at night because we're trying to make sure that you're getting what you need, and we normally put ourselves on a back burner. But finding peace, whatever peace may look like for you, whether it's reading a book, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's eating a candy bar, whatever it is, like taking that time for you.
Yeah.
Normally when we hear RIP is when somebody died. You can have peace throughout your whole day, but you got to learn how to rest in it and sit in it and be okay with it. One thing about that self-worth piece that really came into full circle for me, shout outs to Kent and Jones with Free Life. He does his Free Life experience, and he has a movement here in Macon. And so he was teaching about being enough, knowing that you are enough. Your father, your heavenly father, is pleased with you, who you are, because he
Straight like
created
that.
you. And knowing that you are enough is enough. You know, a lot of times we try to please people, or we try to put people first, but God says you are enough, and I'm good with you. So that was like just
Yeah, they're all
break
definitely
the shackles.
intertwined, and it's ironic too, because it's like when you break peace down, you give pieces of yourself to other people.
Yeah.
And then if you do that for so long, you end up losing the very thing that you're giving out, just in a different way. So all these people have these different pieces of you, and then you're left empty and you have no peace.
Everybody got these pieces and you pieceless.
You know, I love me a good wordplay.
Come on, somebody.
You know, I love me a good wordplay. But yeah, especially with the, and I don't know. I wonder why it's, because I would say for people too, that may be like one of the hardest things, because like when you're searching, even as it relates to like your purpose, searching for like just what you want to do, I think if we adopt the belief but also operate in the belief of I am enough, it'll be easier to see that even as we're trying to figure it out, even as you're figuring it out, that's still enough.
It is. I think with that, you got to believe it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to say it, but if I don't believe it,
Yeah.
I'm just,
It's kind of, it's empty.
it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, it's kind of void. And I just, I'm trying to break down like what people can do if they're in the space of knowing it but not necessarily believing it. Because would you make the argument that you wouldn't be able to operate in it unless you believe it? I say yeah. To a certain extent, yeah, because like I knew I wanted to do a podcast, but I partially acted on it, but the reason why I never fully acted on it was because I fully didn't believe I was capable. And so like between then and now, it's like I believe it and I know it, and I know that I'm enough to do it. So even on the days like where I don't feel like it, or where I may feel like as far as technicality something may not be up to like my standard,
Right.
It still boils down to I still believe that I can push something good out.
Yeah. And you won't know until you try.
Yeah.
That's we don't try with things. Like, I don't know what it is, but we get to a point where we be like, yeah, I want to do this, but when the time comes,
Fear.
it's just like,
Fear. Yeah, because it's like always knowing the opposite side of what if I don't. Okay, let me try to break it down.
I get where you're going.
When it comes to doing something like, especially when it's something that you're passionate about and you believe in it, the reason why I feel like most people don't start is because of fear, because you can't see the finished, like the big picture. So right here in this first step that you have to take, it's like, okay, well, if I fail, that means I'm not enough. No, you just haven't learned the ropes yet. So you got to cut yourself some slack.
Right.
And give yourself time to learn, because if you don't, then it's not that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I don't think we give ourselves space to fail, because if we fail, we see that as an attack. There we go. We see it as an attack against our worth, when it's like that's really just a part of the process.
That goes along with perspective, the way we look at failing. We look at failing always to be a negative thing, but in life in general is a teaching and a learning curve, because we're we always have teachable moments. We also have things that we can learn if it's from other people or just seeing things. But even when it comes to the whole failing or the fear thing, we always, like I said, look at the negative side of it. What if this doesn't happen? Well, what if it happens?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Change
think
the perspective of it.
it's like it's our default to just automatically go to the worst case scenario. Like, I wonder what life would be like if just as a whole we thought the best that could happen. Because it took me a minute to get there. To where you could say, okay, well, even if this doesn't go how I've planned, it's going to be okay.
Right.
It took me forever, probably like just now, to fully understand that.
I think, like, once you get to that space and you just get out there and
It's
do
free.
it, like,
It is so freeing.
the freedom.
I feel like I'm like a butterfly. I spread my wings and I learn how to fly.
Like, that
It feels
freedom
great.
you get.
It feels
like,
amazing.
That weight lifted. Like,
Are you cold?
just get out there.
I'm chilly.
Go.
You cold?
No.
I am freezing. Phew. Can't spread your wings if you chilly.
Your wings got to get clipped a little.
Need
And to get out
to
there
go
and
sit in the
fly.
sauna. But yeah, it's freeing, and that's where peace comes in with that too.
That part for real.
Peace comes in with that too.
I was about to go to the podcast part.
I was about to.
So I think one of my biggest ones, and I'm gonna leave it at this, is everybody is not welcome. Everybody is not welcome. Everybody is not welcome. When you
For
get-
sure, you're right on.
Now that I have become this podcaster, people just think now that I have this platform
That is open.
that they can come.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I see people on a day-to-day basis and they be like, I'm waiting for my invite.
Me too. Boy, just
Let me know when you're ready to record an episode. I'm ready.
Just keep waiting.
I'm glad you're ready, but not my platform. not mine.
What you said, you're not feeling everybody not what?
Everybody's not welcome.
Everybody ain't able and everybody ain't welcome.
That part. But yeah, like, I get that question a lot. Thank you for supporting. I really do appreciate you supporting, but I have a space that I want to keep sacred. You know?
And it's you're responsible for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
My name is on it.
it can go into a whole lot of different ways, because some people just want to get on to
get on.
just get on.
Yeah.
And if it's not genuine and if it's not real,
Yeah.
song says everything you do for the master, let it be real. And I want it to be
Yeah.
real.
It's got
So-
his and my name on it.
Right.
So
and
we not
then,
finna.
like, it be random people. So with my podcast, I try to plan out themes or topics or, series or stuff. But you randomly, what I'm gonna talk to you about?
I need to cut that. I'm listening.
What I'm gonna talk to you about?
My shoulder twitching.
You go do what you do. I talk to the people. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, what are we gonna do? And then another thing to it that is, you just have to be careful inviting people into whatever space you choose to invite them in, because everybody is not welcomed.
It's like everybody can't come to your house. Like it's like that.
I love you, but you can't come.
Yeah.
You can come to the backyard.
Yeah.
You can definitely come to the event.
Not even the backyard.
But not
I don't know how
not
y'all.
inside.
I don't know how y'all season y'all food. I don't know how y'all
can't-
cook. You can't eat at everybody's kitchen.
You
You can't
can't
get on
come
everybody's.
inside.
And that's the same thing for you. Can't go on everybody's platform.
exactly.
I didn't think about that one. That's a good one.
One thing, speaking of the platform, shout outs. Can I do a shout out real quick?
Who you got?
Shout out to our family, the Davis
Oh
family.
yeah. We just finished our. What number reunion was it?
it wasn't even a reunion.
We
It was
don't
the
know.
fun day.
Yeah, it was
so
a
like
blast.
every other year we do a fun day and then we do the reunion type vibe. So this
For sure.
year we did the fun day, which was cool. Seeing people that I'd never seen before, and
We're
it
actually
made
related,
me-
guys.
Yeah, cousins. It made me grateful because a lot of them be tuning in. Like I walked into the door and that was just like kings and
And
queens. And I
queens.
was just like,
Yeah, that's
don't do that.
that's us.
Don't do that. And then I actually it was one of the older members of the family. And I was just like, you're the internet superstar, aren't you?
Come on, internet
Kayla?
superstar.
And I was just like,
And they ask it with that little question mark, so you can be like,
right.
I mean,
You know, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just out here. Still be humble.
you see
I'm just out here.
it's
You know?
just doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, but like I say that because even another member came up. I post like I've started doing this thing called Thursday thoughts or a thought for your Thursday, however you want to say it. I started doing those, and then randomly I post different quotes. But another member came up, or the family came up to me, and that was just like, thank you for your quotes and your thoughts that you post, because I use those for other people and I share them.
Tough.
And that just goes to show that like no matter whatever platform you own, it holds weight
never
and
know
it
who
makes an
watching.
impact. So you have
never
to
know.
be careful about who you are allowing on your platform, the conversations you are having, because you just never know.
Yeah. And like that'll kind of segue into my point, and that's my other point.
Go ahead.
Everybody can't be on.
Everybody
can't be
ain't
on.
welcome.
But mine was, I'm not about to bash anyone or anything.
No.
That not that it's just like not the type of person I am, but I feel like it's more than enough podcasts out here. More specifically, like, cause
Make it plain.
Okay, this podcast is called Mindful Moments, addressing all topics.
Right.
More specifically as it relates to relationships. There are more than enough podcasts out here where if you want to hear somebody go bash men, you can go. If you want to hear somebody bash women, you can go. I feel like there is a common ground of understanding that each group has things to work on, and there's a way that you can have a constructive. That's right, constructive. Yep. You can have an efficient You can have a constructive conversation about that. Like there's no need to bash, and no matter what topic it is, there's no need to be disrespectful.
Right.
Like there's a way where you can have a good conversation and hash stuff out without like going overboard and bashing people. So
That
I
is so
said
true.
that's a part of like, not to be like make a pun, but like that's a part of being mindful too. Like if you want to
True.
have conversation, if you want to make a difference, there's a way to talk to people.
That
You don't
part.
have to go to the most like hard, you don't have to resort to the most harsh type of conversation style to be able to get your point across. There's a way you
Right.
can effectively communicate
Yeah.
about different type of topics. And so
That is so true, but like even in today's society, it's a lot going on. You got AI taking over. You got this happening, that happening. There's still a hole in the ozone layer. You know, it's just like a lot happening in the world that we need to start.
Hole in the ozone layer is crazy.
We need to like start uplifting each other. Like
lead
we
with-
have
lead with some
torn
love.
each other down for so long. Let's start building each other up and learn how to communicate.
And I think that's where the bulk of it comes from. Like people who don't know how to communicate decide they want a platform that requires you to communicate the most. Now it's a whole debacle.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so not, I feel like it's not tense in like the podcast space, but like I see how like people can navigate towards one end of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing I said I wasn't gonna do, and not just because like God's name is on it, my name is on it, but there's a way to do something like with virtue and integrity.
That part.
And to still, like, you don't have to say yada yada yada. You can you can have an effective conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of that comes with like knowing how to communicate, but you can learn how to do that in a safe space too.
Do it with grace. Do it with class.
Yeah.
Grace and class.
Have some decorum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody, and that goes back to what you were saying. If you know like the way this person communicates is they finna get on here and act the fool, then you're not finna. Why would I even open up my platform to you to be able to do that?
Like,
because you're not finna play with me or my podcast or my platforms.
And it's just a lot that's happening, like with music, sound waves, just waves in general that's getting into the ear canals of people, and it's just like
putting some anatomy in there.
It's crazy out here. Like, you have to be careful about what you are feeding yourself. What are you feeding your soul? Like, it's crazy. To take a step back for personal, one thing that we not finna do, that I'm not finna do, is the saying, we've all heard people say, oh, it's always been that way, or she's always act like this, or he always done that. No.
You can change. Oh, you've always acted like that? Okay, well that's okay, I'm gonna leave.
That's not what we finna do.
That's just how I am.
No,
Okay. That's just how I am?
No. That doesn't cut it anymore.
So you just gonna act, if that's just how you are, then you should have been acting like a toddler up until 26, 27. if you want to apply it that way, Google Gaga.
I went to me and my friend, we went to Waffle House to eat. And going to Waffle House late at night is always the
going to Waffle House is a trip in itself.
So it was an older couple having a conversation with one of the cashiers, and they was talking about this person, and they was just like, they've been stupid their whole life. They've been practicing stupid their whole life, and it made so much sense because
knowing seeing how that person was acting,
seeing how the person was acting or how they been acting. They was just like, this person been practicing stupid their whole life, and ain't nothing changed.
That's wild.
But no,
some people be stuck in that mindset. Like that's just who I am justifies your toxic behavior.
No, if that's gonna be you, I can't rock with you.
Yeah, go be that by yourself.
It was nice knowing you.
That's just how I am. It's 2023. There's no reason why we should be saying that. That's just how I am. Okay. And you know what I am gonna do? Leave. Sayonara. Adios. Bye bye.
Feliz Navidad.
What's happy birthday? That's Feliz Cumpleaños.
Feliz Navidad. That's Merry Christmas. How y'all feeling out there? Y'all all right? Make sure you guys go and follow me.
I thought it meant bye. Didn't know it was a holiday. I done already said it. Adios. Duh. You ever do that to yourself sometimes when you have like a dumb moment?
Yeah. Just like, what? What did I just say?
Come on, say it again. That's just how I am.
No, it's not. Get it together.
But the gag is supposed to be lying.
And
let's talk about that. That's not just how you are. You're lying straight through your teeth. That's not you. First of all, you acting like somebody else. So who is it really?
Reveal yourself.
I like that. That was great. Show me who you are. Unveil. Take the mask off.
Mask off. Mask off.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't.
You got to.
That's won't be tolerating that. We're not tolerating people who make the statement. That's just who I am, because there's always room for growth. We're not here to be stagnant.
If that's just who you are saying that you have hit the cap.
That's good too. So
Yeah.
so there's no other way you want to grow.
So you're content with
You're-
just where you are.
You're satisfied and at peace. So if an opportunity came along and they said not that you have to be a completely different person, but let's say you have to communicate a little bit more effectively. But let's say they need your communication to be at an 8, but it's at a 6. But you say that's just how I am. But you have this great opportunity.
Listen, if
You
I
just
can
gonna keep it at that?
if I can level up 2 more points, how can I get there? Who do I need to
Yeah.
connect with?
And that I think that only takes you so far. Having that mindset only takes you so far.
Yeah, getting out there,
Yeah.
most definitely.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for cutting up with me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice having like another person who understands it from like a content and podcast space.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of in my head about that a little bit, like starting off like just understanding like it can't be for everybody, and everybody won't listen. The people who's
That
supposed
is
to
true.
listen, your community, the masses that you're supposed to reach, who God has for you to reach, you'll reach them. But also like being aware of the fact that because everybody can't just come in and sit here
Right.
next to you, sit next to me, that comes with the certain audiences that you just may not be able to reach, and I'm fine with that. If y'all go
okay
over there
with
going
that.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I want my piece over here.
Listen,
That's what I want.
if you Cocoa Puffs, we Rice Krispie, homemade.
Snap, crackling, and popping. That's all we need over here. They better anyway. Cereal first or milk first? That's the real question. That's the name of the pod. Cereal.
Cereal first. Why would you put milk in a bowl and then pour cereal on top of it?
That's just the way I am.
You do that? Jada.
No, I don't. I was just trying to bring it back full circle. I put my cereal in first. I put my Frosted Flakes in first because I like to see my cereal float to the top.
Yeah.
I like to see it go.
What it do? One
Look,
more time?
when you pour it, like when you put the cereal in the milk and then the cereal go like that, it just float a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do in life. You like that though? But yeah, those are some good ones. And
I have one more.
what you
and
got?
I'm gonna
Personally
leave it alone.
or like pod?
It goes for personal and pod because personal is personal, pod is business. So learning to separate the two.
Business and pleasure.
There's no more handouts. What we're not finna do is handouts because everybody be looking for a handout.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to support. And you gotta learn and know for yourself how to separate that personal from business.
And
we ain't about to do that.
You think that kind of go back to what you mentioned at first, like when they thought they weren't gonna have to pay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Separate it.
Yeah, because you'd be mad when I put that hand out and I slap it and give you a high five.
Yeah. Like it's okay to give you. Don't let it become a consistent.
Don't
thing.
get entitled when I do give you a handout.
Baby.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's what we're not tolerating, entitlement. Because now you're taking advantage of my time and my energy.
Listen. Fix
And
your
my
crown.
work and my hard work.
Fix your crown. Wear it high. Don't let nobody
Yeah.
tilt your crown.
Tilt that crown back up and just go.
Float to the top like that. Like the cereal.
Yeah, and y'all think of like some things that you're currently tolerating that you don't want to tolerate anymore as it relates personally, every aspect really, and like the work that you're doing. What are you taking in, even for yourself? What will you no longer? Because that's hard to not tolerate things in yourself and be honest with yourself about that. So yeah, take a little, do a little journal entry, do a
Most
little like
definitely.
self-reflection, get bold, have a table topic with yourself, and just see like what will you no longer be tolerating,
Right.
and what are you not finna do. You got anything else you want to tell the people?
Be true to you.
And
At the
and
end
that's
of the
not just
day.
how you are. You can grow.
Right.
You can.
There's room.
Yeah.
There's room at the cross, and there's room to grow.
But don't let everybody in your room.
Huh? Everybody can't bear the cross. Never mind. I was about to.
I told you when she does that, that means she finna go off.
You
Watch
don't
her
have to
tone.
bear the cross alone, because there are people that are out there that are willing to help you and assist however they can. But be careful who you let carry your cross with you.
Cause some of them be messing around and be cutting the wood, and now you got a splinter.
Everybody ain't a cross barrier.
Some people are cross barriers and not cross bearers.
Huh?
Don't let nobody bury your cross. They need to bear it with you. And watch out for the ones that bury it.
People be out here,
There's a lot going on.
a wolf in sheep's clothing. Be careful. They prying.
Grizzlies. Bear your cross during hibernation season. We're not gonna cut up no more. But seriously, y'all, no cap. Keep it a bean machine with yourself, and know what you won't tolerate. We're gonna, yeah,
You want them to do what?
keep it a bean machine.
A bean?
I've been saying that for like a good 3 weeks straight. I've been liking how it sounds. I'm gonna keep it a bean machine. Yeah, do some self inventory, some self reflection, and just what will you not tolerate anymore? What you not finna do? Yeah. Thank you again. I'm gonna have to cut it here because I don't want us to. We could go on for 6 hours.
Kings and queens, thank you so much for tuning in to Jada's podcast, Mindful Moments. Make sure you follow her on all social media platforms.
No. My stuff will be linked. Make sure you guys follow her. I'm gonna add her stuff too. I'm gonna add the pod, the link to the pod, the socials, and all that good stuff. And I may do a poll on Spotify. But if y'all watching on YouTube, comment what y'all will no longer be tolerating, and I'll do a poll on Spotify. And if you're on Apple, I don't know if Apple has anything that you can do, but
They don't.
just keep in mind, like,
Apple need to
and
get y'all.
Instagram, DM me like what y'all won't be tolerating. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Mindful Moments. I had fun cackling it up with my cousin, and be mindful, stay mindful. I love you. You're worth it. I believe in you, and you are capable. And that is not just who you are. You can grow.
That part. And I believe that the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Red, yellow, black, and white, they are precious in your sight. Jesus, love the little children of the world.
2 different songs, but
Mash up. Mash up. See y'all later.